Congratulations. You've got your permit to legally conceal your gun. You can protect yourself, your family, society from the bad guys. This video is all about my top 5 good positive ideas on how to go about it. Let's talk about it. Welcome to weaponseducation.com. I'm really happy to see a lot of people across America are getting their legal license to conceal a gun, and I want to give you some tips, 5 in particular, on what I think will help you to make your life safer. Okay? Let's talk about it. First of all, I think if you're going to have to, heaven forbid, pull your gun and shoot a bad guy, it's most likely going to be in a nanosecond. You're not going to have much time to think. And it's going to probably be at close range. For instance, in a convenience store or at a gas station or out and about at a bank and an ATM, it's going to happen fast and at close range. With that in the back of your mind, let's talk about my top 5 ideas to make your life safer, okay, and more pleasurable to carry your gun. First of all, let's talk about choosing the right gun first. Should it be a revolver or a semi-automatic? Don't forget about the revolver. The revolver's been around for a long, long time, and they're really doing real well in sales right now. I like that .38 special round. I love the Smith & Wesson J-frame. Not much thinking involved. Pull the gun out, point and shoot, and you get 6 rounds ready to go. So revolver is really a good option for anybody. I like the revolver. Semi-automatic, of course, another great option. If you're going to choose a semi-automatic, should it have a safety on it or not? I'm just giving you things to think about before you buy your gun that you're going to conceal. Should it have a safety on it or not? Can we know what the 1911s have a safety on them? I carry all my guns fully loaded. That question comes up a lot. There's one in the chamber all the time. Because like I said, if you're going to have to save your life or someone else's life, and some guy comes in with a ski mask, you are not going to have time to, hold on a second, let me rack my slide and let me get aim, and it's going to happen so fast, most likely. So, you want to carry your gun loaded, my opinion, just my advice. Now, do you want a safety on it or not? Are you going to remember to turn that safety onto fire there and shoot the bad guy? So if you get a gun with a safety, we're going to talk about training in this video, you better make sure you're aware of it. The size of the gun is very important for concealment, and also the caliber. You can always go rent, not always, sometimes, depending on where you live and what range you have locally. If it's possible, can you rent different guns to see if they're appropriate for you according to your height, your weight, and your ability to shoot. For instance, a .45 that you shoot at the range and you do good in a calm situation, shooting paper, and now in that close range nanosecond, you got to pull that .45 and shoot it. What if you limp wrist it? What if you're nervous, you're shaking, and you pull the first round off, and the second round is now failure to feed, and you're ending up dead. So the bigger is not always better. You want a gun that you're always going to shoot effectively and you're going to hit your target. I'll say this a couple times in this video. Shot placement is huge. I'd much rather hit a bad guy twice in the chest with a .22 than miss with a .45 or .44 Magnum. So, things to think about. Reliability of that gun you're about to purchase. How reliable is it? What is the history of it? We know Glocks are extremely reliable. They're simple, they have no safeties. Maybe a Glock is the right choice for you. They're not so expensive. In today's world, guns are getting expensive. I'm not going to tell you what gun to buy, I'm just trying to give you ideas. Simple, small, easy to disassemble also. I love the .22 round, but I tell you that Ruger Mark III, have you ever tried to disassemble it and reassemble it? It's a pain. So you want a gun that's simple all around for you to understand the ins and outs, all the workings of it. Let's jump into, now that you've thought about what gun to choose, you've thought about the fact, here's one thing also is ammunition, the cost of the ammunition, and the availability of the ammunition too. That all goes into choosing the right gun. Then you have to go into training here now. Because if you think you're just going to get your license to conceal a gun and go on your merry way and you're going to save your life someday, possibly you might, but there's a pretty good chance you might end up getting yourself killed when you don't have to, because you're not doing a couple of different types of training, which I'll just label it like this. Indoor range training from a certified professional who's going to critique your stance, he's going to critique how you hold the gun, he's going to critique if you flinch or not, and things like that. He's going to make sure that you're doing everything right, including even how to load the magazine, and from Simple Simon things to even more complicated things to how to draw your weapon and shoot. So indoor range training is very important. I know things are expensive these days, but it's part of your obligation. When you get your permit to carry a gun, you have to have training. It goes hand in hand. There's a different type of training I want to mention, and that's tactical training. At least maybe once a year, or hopefully more than that, twice a year. Tactical training is, that they're going to have you run through a course and have you shoot different things, and it's going to set your brain to, hopefully, when you're in that convenience store, your brain's going to think quicker than you are even. You're going to get to that gun and shoot and point, and then you're going to hit your target. You're going to be on target. So tactical training is important. And also practice when you're out there by yourself shooting paper, so you get acclimated with that gun that you're concealing. 2 good hits with a 22 is better than 2 misses with a 44 mag. I like that. I really like that. How about the climate you're in? How comfortable are you going to be with that gun? I'm making this video in February, so it's cold in the north, and I tell you right now, you can pretty much carry any size gun if you're wearing heavy clothing, but what happens in the summer? So you want a gun that is going to be comfortable according to what clothing you wear. Keep that in mind. You want something that's comfortable, small, easy to conceal, that you'll carry on a high persistency. Let's go into a holster system. I really like the shoulder holster system because it's just kind of like suspenders. It's just hanging there. It's attached to my belt, and it's rigid, it's tight. I can pull my gun. I can shoot for a door if I have to. I can always get easy access to it. Whereas if you're sitting down in your car and your gun is in your pocket, inside the waistband or something like that, or way down on your ankle, and you're driving your car and someone's trying to carjack you, you can't get to your gun. So that's why I like the shoulder holster system. I'll do a separate video on holster systems. But think about your carry system. It goes hand in hand when you're buying your gun and just deciding on what type of gun to buy. And the last thing I want to touch on, number 5, is your mindset when you're carrying a gun. Now, of course, there's no drinking, there's no alcohol involved when you're carrying your gun. You want to be clear-minded, you want to be relaxed. Carrying a gun it should really change your lifestyle for the better. I mean, when I'm out and about and I'm carrying a gun, there's no such thing, I've said this in the past, there's no road rage, there's no getting in arguments over silly things. I've seen people argue over car parking, 2 people arguing over a spot. And I'm wondering, I hope another one of those guys are carrying a gun. I mean, you just don't argue. You don't argue when you're out and about. No domestic violence at home. Domestic violence these days will just totally ruin your life. You'll never get a gun. Your mindset when you have a gun is you're relaxed. You're smooth. You're really focused on your surroundings. You'd be shocked that once you get that permit and you carry your gun, and I hear this feedback a lot from all of you who've seen some of my previous videos. They're saying, you know what, Tom, when I'm pumping gas, I'm looking around. When I'm at the mall, I'm looking around. When I'm sitting at a restaurant, I got my face looking at the front door, who's coming in. I also know where the exit signs are. These are some ideas for you to think about when you're concealing a gun. I hope you got at least one good thing out of it. Thank you so much. I really enjoy the nice group of people we have on this channel. It's really impressive to me, the feedback, the comments. I learn from all of you. We all learn together. We're all in this together. Don't forget, I do have a gun forum, weaponseducation.net. You know, it's free. You just go sign up, and a lot of people are chatting back and forth on there. It's interesting. We can all learn together. That's what it's all about. Always get trained. Be safe. Check it out.